I better start with my first slide. Right, okay, that's us, the Technology Strategy Board. I'm very conscious that compared to what you've been hearing up to now, we are very much the new boys or girls on the block. So I'm going to say a bit about our strategy for business innovation, because I think it's quite important to understand where we're coming from and what we're trying to achieve, to understand best how you can actually engage with us and stand the most chance of getting the investments that we're making. And then I am going to say a bit about how and what we deliver and how to engage with us. We're a arm's length body from central government, sponsored by the Department of Innovation, Universities and Skills, as Ian Pearson said this morning. We are arm's length deliberately because we have a strong remit to work across government departments, and we also work in partnership with the RDAs and devolved administrations and also with the research councils. And we're led by a board consisting of business people. Nick Backlund, who some of you may know from the Southwest, is one of those board members. And there's at the moment, about 75 of us based at Swindon. I can say sunny Swindon. I've been saying that for the last year, and it rained continuously for our first 3 months, but it is now sunny most of the time. Our vision is that. I think the key point is that we are very much around sustainable wealth creation. If the activities which we invest in, which we support, don't lead to somebody making money through introducing a product, process or service somewhere in a sort of 2 to 7 year timescale, then we probably shouldn't be doing it. The timescale obviously varies depending on the sector and the market, but we are looking at investing where there is a clear route to a market, but where there isn't yet a product under development. That's our strategy, which we published last May, having been created the previous July. There were some copies outside earlier, but if not, it's available on the web. Just beware that it completely uses up your magenta cartridge, but apart from that, it's fine. We have a figure, as Ian Pearson said, of £1 billion to invest over the existing 3-year spending review period. That's from April 2008 up till March 2011. And that includes funding from the RDAs and the research councils, which is aligned with us. And we're investing in 3 basic strands. And I'm going to say a little bit about each of these. Technology-inspired innovation. What are the key technologies we need for the UK to remain a key player? How can we use innovation to address specific challenges? And how can we promote knowledge exchange in a broader climate? And you can see from the balance over the 3 years, as our funding increases, we're increasing investment primarily in challenges and in promoting the innovation climate. Okay, the first one of these then, challenge-led innovation. What do I mean by that? We're basically treating the societal and economic challenges that currently face us, not just as threats, but rather as opportunities for innovative solutions for UK business to improve quality of life and to generate wealth. And some of the challenges we've got at the moment are pretty extreme. I mean, clearly global warming, energy resource efficiency, ageing population, security, and in lots of parts of the world, poor health and poverty. We've identified a number of key areas which we're addressing in terms of the challenges which we're addressing, and that list is down there. It's interesting, I think that reflects very strongly the areas that were raised this morning as areas of strength in the Southwest. It's not surprising, because those are the areas we believe that the UK is strong on and has important challenges to face, and the Southwest, of course, being the most important region, would agree with that. And we are developing specific strategies to address each of those areas. At the moment, the one we've completed is energy generation and supply, and that is available on the web alongside our overall strategy. But we will, and are in the process now, preparing strategic priorities within each of those other areas. Right. If you like, these areas like, say, creative industries is a broad area. What we have done is to identify specific challenges specific challenges, particularly to government, within those areas. And we call these innovation platforms. And this is a new approach. It's something that's been developed by the Technology Strategy Board. We're trying to produce a sharp focus on a specific issue. And we're then trying to address the major policy and societal challenges by getting business to understand better what the government challenge is, and by getting government to understand better what business can do to help address that. And that's very much around the basis. And we're then moving that forward through a whole number of fairly novel approaches. So what I say later about how we run collaborative R&D, for example, can be different if it's come out of an innovation platform. We can, for example, decide the first step is to get a group of bright academics together with a group of bright business people, lock them in a hotel for a week and tell them to come up with some projects. It's a concept which research councils initially used, but it is that sort of thing which we are exploring with. So what I'm going to say gives a general picture, but does tend to vary specifics. You can see the first 5 challenges which we are addressing. I think probably the only one of those that needs any explanation is assisted living, and that's all around the fact that we're all going to live to be older, and we're going to want to live in our homes, but we're going to have more chronic disease, so how can we cope with that? And we are tasked under the Innovation Nationwide paper to at least double the number of innovation platforms we're running over the next 3 years. So we're looking now at a number of further ideas which we can work up into targeted proposals. Okay, the second area, technology-inspired innovation. And this is all about maintaining the core expertise and leading-edge technologies on which UK business growth is dependent, and producing a pipeline of future technology. Again, we've identified